Today is a great opportunity to lay the foundation for further private sector dialogue that will develop Burundi, and to embrace a development pathway backed by an emboldened, strengthened, and vibrant Burundian private sector. A robust private sector can help create jobs and fuel economic development, creating the opportunities for all Burundians, not just a few, especially for its vibrant youth. The IFC and the World Bank Group would like to really congratulate His Excellency the President, the Prime Minister, and the government of Burundi for the commitments towards a development agenda that promotes more inclusive growth and job creation for all Burundians to achieve their greatest potential. The government has shown its commitment to unlock private sector opportunities and attract more investment, local and foreign, by the recent positive changes in the foreign exchange policies, which were a hindrance to private sector investments. This forum is a strong signal. I will repeat that. This forum is a strong signal for both investors and development partners, demonstrating that Burundi is open for business. To contribute to our discussions today, we will be sharing the results of a private sector diagnostic study that we conducted as the World Bank Group, and together with the government and a number of people in this room. The Burundi Country Private Sector Diagnostic highlights key areas with unrivaled growth potential and lots of opportunities for businesses to grow and create the jobs that are necessary. The diagnostic found great potential for investment and growth in the financial, tourism, and natural resources sectors, agriculture, food and nutrition, including mining and forestry, and a number of others. Agriculture will also continue to play a key role, a really important role, according to the report. The report also provides recommendations on key reforms that would enable private sector growth to happen and to drive the economic transformation. The reforms will be undertaken by the government, but the private sector will need to do its own part, just like Albert said earlier. In doing so, the Burundi Country Private Sector Diagnostic hopes to guide the development of high-value and competitive sectors, especially in agribusiness, and also the financial sector, to support the growth of the wider private sector. The Burundi agribusiness sector has great opportunities whose potential needs to be realized to help power the country's economic growth. Albert talked earlier about value chains. You will hear a lot of emphasis on the agri sector. We believe that the agri sector of Burundi is really vital to the growth of the country, and we must help it to reach its fullest potential. At IFC, we recognize the critical role the private sector can have. If given the right environment, the government has demonstrated that it is ready, willing, and able to give the right environment to the private sector. So the CPSD Country Private Sector Diagnostic is a core instrument in the World Bank Group's toolbox to support stakeholders to enhance private sector solutions to achieve development goals. And in Burundi, this significant potential will facilitate increased job creation, as I mentioned earlier, and opportunities for more people in Burundi. The World Bank Group is here to support the government in its reform agenda and to also support the private sector to unlock its potential. We are committed to providing advisory and investment services that will support the growth of the private sector. We're currently working with Burundi's local banks to increase access to finance to small businesses and trade finance to facilitate easier importation of essential goods to Burundi. This is demonstrated by a recent commitment of in the order of $5 million to CRDB in Burundi, and we're in discussion with other local banks and also with some other private sector businesses. We're also working with businesses in agribusiness to strengthen productivity and regional trade connectivity through provision of finance and advisory services. Acting now to support private sector development will help Burundi to drive a resilient economy. This is the beginning of a new journey, and I really hope and pray that this forum will spark new engagements that will improve the living conditions of all Burundians. I look forward to today's discussion and how all of us can work together to support His Excellency's vision for Burundi and his goals for having the private sector of Burundi drive the economic growth of the country. Thank you.